Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates, then immediately check out Kieth and 93 Lumber, spelled out. I will at him in the description box below. You guys know exactly what this review is, because it's in the title. I know exactly what the review is, because I'm going to set this up.
I have no idea.
Kieth has no idea what we're doing. So, I just thought it'd be fun. Kieth came up in real life. Tomorrow we're driving to Sean's for Nerd Sense to do the holiday special. This will get posted after that. So Kieth's at the house Friday night. We just did a beer on his channel. So again, make sure you check out his channel. We just did a review, and it's a really special beer. I won't say it, but it's a really special one. So make sure you check out Kieth's channel. All right, Kieth, do me a favor. There's the vanilla rye box next to you. If you could just open it up, please, carefully on the ground, and grab the 2 cleaned glasses. I cleaned the glasses 3 hours ago. All right, and then if you could grab that beer also, and then we will see. Then it'll make sense why I wanted to do this beer with Kieth. So this guy here today.
Oh.
And it was outside in the super cold. That's why I wanted to do this second. That's why I wanted to do the one you brought first to let this warm up a little bit, because this was at like 20 degrees. So it should be a good temperature now for us to drink it. So, Kieth, do you know anything about this year's prop off the top of your head?
I did read about it, but I don't remember.
So it's the first time they've ever made a prop that's a barley wine.
Oh, it's a barley wine.
So that's.
I don't think I knew that.
So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it with you, because I am the vanilla police as Kieth is the barley wine police, if you will. And the beer we did do on his channel is a barley wine. You know, I'll give a little. Well,
we did 3 barley wines last time I was here.
No, but the one from today.
No, I know.
Oh yeah. The last time he was. That's true. We did Bigfoot and Bigfoot and Bigfoot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bigfoot variant, and aged Bigfoot. Yeah. Okay. So here's where it gets a little interesting. Okay. So it's a barley wine ale aged in bourbon barrels. That sounds exactly like something Goose would make, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't sound different at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to mispronounce some of these words. It also has tamarind.
Okay. Yep.
Lime. Mm-hmm. Piloncillo, and guajillo chile. And I said the same thing in the unboxing.
I don't know what that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to say it correctly. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. Like I don't know exactly how to pronounce them, and I don't know what that one is either. Okay, the beer is courtesy of Ross. Thanks so much, Ross. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ross.
So yeah, because this was supposed to get here yesterday. So I was like, I hope it gets here before Kieth is here. So it did get here today. So it did work out time wise. It just seemed like a barley wine no brainer, but also like we've never had a barley. I'm gonna speak for you that had those ingredients in it, right? So like it just seems like this will be an interesting one for us to do together.
Tamarind and lime is something.
You know, go ahead. I don't want to overstep you.
Like I want to say like I don't think it's the same thing, but like tahine comes to mind, or something like that. But like, yeah, I don't know.
You're Harvey barking again. All right, so the head goes away really quickly. I'm trying to pour these about the same, but I'm gonna get whatever. All right. Oh, and the ABV is 14.7%. This has a drink by 4 October 2026. Contains wheat. Okay, so I guess we just do a normal beer review now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm really curious because like I want barley wines from them, but then they put these extra things. So is it going to be good or not? Oh, I'm sorry. What I was going to say with what you were saying about it being a thing. It feels like that these props have been trying to emulate another thing. Yeah. So maybe it is like a thing. I don't remember that. All right. So I see some red.
Yeah.
Dark brown, but has a good amount of red.
Yep.
Head goes away quickly. Anything else about the look before we get into the aroma?
Yeah, the head was soda-y.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah. It's...
The legs are relatively clear.
I don't usually talk about that.
Well, yeah, I don't want to make this a comparison to what we already did. That would be on your channel, but that's just something I noticed. That one was dark and this one's not. Yeah. It looks like a barley wine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Aroma?
Sure.
All right, smell it.
Ooh.
I was doing a lot of talking, so if you want to start this one, you feel free.
Yeah, it smells like tahini. Are you familiar with tahini?
No, maybe.
It's like a salt. I think there's salt in it, but it has lime, and it's a Mexican something.
So it's got to be what they're going for then.
I
It's
think so,
right,
because
with the peppers and everything.
yeah,
So I get the peppers. So I can't speak to that dish. I don't think.
it's a seasoning.
Oh, it's a seasoning. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, T-A. J-O-N.
I-N-O-N.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I do know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tahini and watermelon was like a big
Yes.
thing.
I actually had that over the summer. I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't realize that's what that was. Yes. I know exactly. At the farmer's market we went to for Beer Tuber Palooza, we went to the same one this past summer. They had that at one of the places.
I don't know if that's what this is, but
Okay.
that's the
That
first
makes
thing
sense,
that comes
though.
to mind.
We'll look it up when we get off camera.
But yeah.
The peppers,
Yeah.
for sure. I do lose some of the barley wine of it all because of the peppers.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder about the taste. I wouldn't say it smells bad. It just, like, if you're doing this blind, are you going barley wine? Based on this, I mean, maybe.
If I was doing this blind, I don't know if I would say barley wine.
Right?
Like, knowing that it's a barley wine, I'm like, oh yeah, there's barley wine-ish things. But,
Yeah.
But the pepper is like the biggest thing.
Right? Yeah. And so I'm thinking, not that this is a fake mystery beer, but like Mexican stout or something, like a lighter. Like I think that's where my mind would go because I'm getting so much of that kind of a peppery thing.
Kind of like it's a Mexican stout, but it doesn't smell like a stout.
Exactly. It just smells like the Mexican chocolate, but not even chocolatey. Because this is again, one of the reasons I want to do this with you is this is unlike anything I think either of us have ever tried before, so it just seemed interesting.
I'm super curious.
And the lime. I don't really get lime too much in the aroma. The peppers are like 90% of what I smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pepper with a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
And then there's like some barley wine stuff in the background.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I get bourbon. I wouldn't say I get oak.
Is it barrel aged?
Yeah, it's bourbon barrel aged.
Oh right, Bourbon County.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's all barrel aged.
It is, but that's
Yeah.
okay. All right, let's see about the taste, brother.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you,
Cheers.
Ross.
Thanks again, Ross. A little bit of heat in the back. Not a ton for a sip for me.
Warming in the chest.
Yes.
Get a little bit of like heat. I don't know where it is. It's like
I went further back than you, but it's one of those heats, not on the tongue. It's like deeper for me.
I get it like the back of my like up here, like
Okay.
not in my throat, like the back of my mouth.
Okay.
On the sides.
I can totally see that. Like it's not biting into a hot chicken wing or something. It's that different kind of heat that's like deeper. Yeah. And if people, this is one of those things. If someone's experienced it, they know exactly what we're talking about. You know, because it's such an obvious sensory thing. Yeah, same thing happened to me with the heat. I will say, unlike the aroma, I can taste some barley wine stuff in it, whereas I couldn't smell any barley wine stuff.
When I lick around my teeth, I get lime. I don't really get lime in the taste.
Oh, yo.
But when I lick around my mouth, it's
Whoa. That's never been said on this channel before. That's an exclusive. That's wild, dude. Yeah, because I get more citrus, and I think it does present lime more than like orange or lemon. Like it does come across lime. I mean, I didn't get any of the aroma, so the fact that I get any of the taste is more. But it's kind of, it's pleasant. The lime's. I wouldn't think a lime with a barley wine. My mind doesn't go to any of this stuff in a barley wine.
Yeah.
And the things that made me the most angry ever from them doing these is when they put coffee in their barley wine the 1 year. I just thought those were not flavors I wanted together, and it really did not work for me. It did not work for me. No. So I was very nervous about this. I will say this drink's better than I thought it would. I thought this was gonna be a contender for like worst beer of the year. Like, what is this? They totally were stupid for trying it. I'm not saying I want this to become a new style that like everyone's making, because I don't think it's that amazing either. But it does work more than I thought it would.
Yeah. It's not bad. But also it's like one of those things, like if you look at this, you're like, oh, it's Bourbon County prop.
Yeah.
And it's a barley wine.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
And then you're like, I'm drinking this because I want a barley wine that has some adjuncts in it. It is that, but it's a little more adjuncts than barley wine.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think the adjuncts are adding to the experience. I think if this was just the barley wine in bourbon barrels, I would like this experience more than with these adjuncts. Which to me, like, isn't that the point of an adjunct? Is it should enhance what's there or complement, not detract. Yeah. This, I don't know if this is complementing what's there. Is it adding to what's there?
Yeah, for me, like, Goose Island could have taken any beer. They could have taken a bourbon barrel-aged stout. They could have taken a bourbon barrel-aged wheat wine or whatever other things that they do. Put these adjuncts in it, and it would kind of hit the same, because it's kind of the adjuncts don't add to the beer.
Yeah, I think
not that it's bad.
Yeah,
in like that sense, but I don't think the adjunct, or I mean, I could be wrong. Like, they might put this in a stout and it would be weird, but actually, I think
a stout would make more sense, because then you would get more that Mexican chocolate vibe.
But I don't think it's chocolate they're going for. I think it's...
They're not, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Then it would turn into a Mexican hot chocolate stout, which is a thing, and I think... Okay, so I applaud them. This is when they do their most experimental stuff, it seems like, is with the props. So I applaud them for experimenting. I do think that's cool. Just to be crystal clear on camera, I think that's cool that they try to push down the envelope, they try to experiment.
And it's not bad.
And it's also true. Oh. It's not bad. Yeah. I think if it didn't have the adjuncts, it would be better, though.
Yes.
You know? The barley wine that does come through tastes good. It makes me continue my thought of, like, I wish they would just release barley wine, you know?
It's funny, because I just did the Old Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah,
the barley wine that I am getting tastes like bourbon barrel-aged barley wine, and I want more of that.
Yes.
Not that I don't like the adjuncts, I just like a little less of the adjuncts, a little more of the barley wine.
Yes. The lime is compounding a little bit. It's a little easier for me to taste at every sip. The heat, I would not say, is getting more and more intense.
No, it's pretty much the same.
Right? Like, every sip seems like the exact same intensity.
Which is nice.
Yes.
Because if it was building up,
that'd be tough. Because the first sip was like, oh, it's there. So if the second sip was like, oh, it's twice as much there, that'd be a lot after a few sips. And it's just every time it kind of hits me the exact same intensity, which is appreciated. The lime, I do get an uptick, compounding. Alcohol, no, it doesn't taste more alcohol-y. I don't know, do you think you every sip you get more of the barley wine because you're used to the other stuff that's in there, or is that kind of the same every sip?
Yeah, I will say with every sip, the adjuncts are, or maybe not with every sip, but like definitely compared to the first sip, the adjuncts are way less intense than that first sip.
Yes, my mouth and brain got used to, you're going to experience this with this sip.
So,
but I think like there was a big jump from the first to the second sip for me, but then it's been kind of consistent, like this is what this beer tastes like, with an uptick in lime every sip.
actually, for me, I get less barley wine now. I get more of the. I think it is tahini. I'm not a big fan of tahini.
Okay.
But I think that is what they're going for because there is like a salty thing to this.
Okay. It doesn't say any sort of salt, but there does seem to be a little bit of a salinity.
Would you mind if I looked up what that thing is?
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Right
No, totally cool. No, for sure. They used to do tasting notes, I thought too, but it just said brewed with intense gratitude for our hometown. It says to age it for up to 2 years, which is interesting because at this point I've done the base, vanilla, and macaroon, which say the 5 years for the aging. Yeah, I'm thinking back. I'm so glad you said the watermelon thing because that just took me back to that farmer's market where they had watermelon and mango. And that's what it was. Shanice ordered mango.
Oh, okay.
And it's not what it is? Or,
no.
Oh, is it a pepper?
Nope.
What is it?
It is... Alright, so tamarind lime, that, and chili. So, the... Piloncillo is I don't know how to pronounce it. Is a raw form of pure cane sugar that is commonly used in Mexican cooking and has a rich flavor similar to molasses.
Oh,
which I get now, but it doesn't explain that like kind of.
It doesn't drink like a goza.
No.
Right, that's the one.
Yeah.
It doesn't drink like that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's not like salt.
And it's almost, you know how like sometimes you'll like drink maybe like a Belgian quad or something. You're like, it doesn't taste like cinnamon, but it kind of like makes your brain think cinnamon. This doesn't taste salty, but it definitely makes my brain think salinity. So I'm not surprised that that's not a salt. Going back to this molasses thing, that has me super curious. Like, that seems like a perfect adjunct for a beer like this.
Yeah.
It would enhance that molasses character that a barley wine can have.
Put more of that in there.
Exactly. No, that's exactly what I was getting. Like, that'd be kind of a cool one. I know it's not like funky enough for their prop to just have that one thing, but like that seems like a really cool thing to put into a barley wine that would. You know what I always go to is the Three Philosophers, or like anything from, not anything, but like the original core Omegang beers, where they add adjuncts to those beers, but they really are trying to intensify the flavors that already exist, you know. And but then I also think of things that complement. Earlier I mentioned a third option, contradicting. I wouldn't say that this like contradicts the barley wine, but it does make me wish it had adjuncts that more complemented or enhanced, you know. So I appreciate the swing. I'm glad I have one bottle of it. I'll put it that way. This isn't necessarily like if someone offered me a pour of this somewhere, I'd be like, yeah, sure, it's cool. I'd revisit it, but like I wouldn't seek out a second bottle of it, if that makes sense. Anything else you want to add about it?
I just looked up tamarind because I know what it is, but I don't like
flavor profile of it all or whatever.
So now that I've looked it up, I kind of understand it a little bit.
Okay.
So tamarind is a fruit, and it has like a little bit of like a sour. So I think that salty thing is actually green apple.
Oh, that's interesting, dude.
It's like
a Granny Smith. The skin.
Yeah,
like,
with the lime.
That's interesting. And again, I'm getting a hint of lime. The lime almost makes me think salinity too, like a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
yeah.
This is definitely okay. This is exactly what I was thinking, where it would be interesting. This is a super interesting beer, but it kind of does make sense. Some of the stuff we're talking about that we tasted, couldn't quite put our finger on, find out more about the ingredients. Why are we thinking salinity? There's no salt added. Yeah, like that margarita salt lime thing is hitting my brain. But it's interesting to have something like this, like versus like I was saying, like with a Belgian Quad River, where like I know it doesn't have cinnamon, but kind of makes me think cinnamon. It's really happening here.
Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. It's good. And now that I know more about like the adjuncts, it makes a little more sense, and I can appreciate it a little more. I still would like more Barleywine though.
For sure. I would, to be crystal clear, I agree with you. I think this is good. I would gladly have had this whole bottle to myself. But also, I'm cool having one bottle. Like, I'm not going to seek out a second bottle. Like, it didn't blow my mind where I'm like, I got to get this again. I have to have this life experience again.
Unless you get another one and age it for like 10 years, so all the adjuncts drop out.
And then it's just actually a barley wine that's aged in bourbon barrels, which is all I want, Goose Island. Keep it simple. We'll be happy. Also, talk to your distributor in the capital region of New York that, like, we should get Bourbon County like we've been getting for over a decade anyway. All right, Keith, thank you for joining me, man. I hope
Thank you for joining.
Was this worth like the little bit of secrecy?
Yeah,
like, what's this Kyle guy doing? Like, why isn't he just telling me what we're drinking? I hope it was kind of made sense and was cool, and I think the temperature actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
For trying to time it where it was so cold outside to be more appropriate to drink and us to get the flavors. It wouldn't be too cold. So Keith, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. So again, guys, Keith, you've seen him on the channel. What do I always say? He's a great beer tuber and an even better person. So make sure you check him out. It's 93 Lumber spelled out. I'll add him in the description box below. You just click it, you follow him, you check him out. A lot of fun content. And you know what? Since we're seeing the Nerd Sense guys tomorrow, check out the Nerd Sense guys too.
Yeah.
You know, people will want to tune into this video because it's harder to get Bourbon County. So this will probably get a decent amount of views. So yeah, make sure you check out Keith and you check out the Nerd Sense guys. And if you randomly, this is the first time you've ever seen my channel, check me out too. Once you're done checking out all these people, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, Keith, you imbibe. Cheers.
Cheers.